Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Through the Struggle. It's been a long time coming, guys. It's been about 5 months now. And we're just going to give you guys an update of what's been going on. As everybody knows, we got affected with the COVID-19, known as the coronavirus, that seems like it will not go away. So today is just an update and give you guys a little venting.
Yeah, we got affected by the COVID-19, but once the COVID-19 hit, we didn't know how serious it was. We didn't know how big it would be. So once that hits, me and my wife is in college. The schools all got shut down. The daycares got shut down. We have 3 children. So it was just like, a lot of stuff going on. So we really couldn't do the podcast. But now, everything is opening back up. The COVID-19 rates are going down. So that's a good thing. Right now, inside school, we're virtual. So we're fully online right now. But soon we will be going back in, at least for clinicals. But yeah, me and my wife, we just been, trying to make it. Just trying to make sure we stay on track, because like we say, we just want to make everything. How can I explain it?
Well, we want to try to alternate everything involved. We don't want to just stop the podcast like how we did. We want to also maintain going to school. Now that we are virtual, like how he just said, it's more so virtual has more work than as if you were going in. It has a lot of assignments that you have to do because you have to meet these hours. You have a lot of stuff with the kids going on. Kids just started a new daycare and all the other stuff. And then the podcast was just pushed aside because not only it was just like we got too busy, it was more that a lot of things was going on. And then on top of that, a lot of discouragements about the podcast.
Yeah, so we apologize for that. Because we did promise you guys it was going to be once a week. We see we're getting a lot more views. Like a lot of more people are trying to view and tune in. How many people was it? About close to 100.
Yeah.
So that's a very big number to us. I know it's not.
Out to y'all.
And yeah, thank you guys for supporting us. But right now, like we said, we're just going to give you guys an update about everything that's going on in our lives and actually how's everything progressing. So like we said, the whole podcast, the whole point was to give you guys a view of the struggles we go through, but not only us, people who can relate to us. And then eventually, after everything got finished, we finished school, everything got more stable, we were going to eventually segue into YouTube to give you guys content on YouTube. Not only YouTube, but like the videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Videos and like vlogs and stuff like that. So we just hope you guys continue just to stay on the ride with us. I know it was a long break. A lot happened over this break, and we just want to vent to you guys. So I'm going to start out first, if that's okay with you, baby.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to start first about one of the biggest things that happened over the COVID-19 break me and my wife just took was we actually realized that a lot of people, how can I put it? A lot of people are not on our side. Even the people who once acted like they supported us, family, friends, a lot of them has disappeared. Like we cut a lot of them off because we start to realize that right now, me and my wife don't have anyone but ourselves. So we're just trying to cope with that. We have kids, school. We had to worry about this financial stuff going on. 'Cause we still have to pay rent. We still have to pay bills. So I got to still hold a job, me and my wife. So it's just like getting very difficult. God is still with us. So we try to keep God in the midst of everything. So we're still holding on. So I'm just so appreciative of you guys tuning in and viewing, because we did not think at first that this podcast was going to actually be successful. But now we see after only 3 episodes, we're nearing 100 views. Now I'm just so appreciative right now.
Yeah, and we're on many platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, YouTube, and it's it's a lot of views if you combined all of them together.
Yeah.
And we didn't think that the podcast was gonna go. I mean, I know it's not a lot of views. Like 100, 100 is a lot to us. I mean, because like I said, we have no support. We have nothing. So the people that do support us, we appreciate it so very much. And this podcast, the reason why we started it wasn't just to, just to start something. It was more so we wanted to vent and be able to talk about situations and help others. And I hope we did help other people, and I hope we continue to help other people. And you guys are helping us by even listening to our stories that we have. So...
yeah, so let's start venting. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with school. Right now in school is actually, it's getting a little bit more, I won't say easier.
Stable.
It's getting more stable, so I'm able to actually get it more. But within the last few months before this, it was so stressful and so hard. I almost gave up hope a few times because, me and my wife are in school for nursing right now. And it's like a passion of ours. Like, we always wanted just to help people. And this right here not only helps us help people, but it's actually going to put us in the field we want to be in. So... but the schooling is so difficult to actually make it through. So schooling has been getting so difficult for me. And thank God I have my wife with me. Because me and my wife are actually in 2 different schools. But we learn the same content. So it's like basically one and the same. And since I have my wife with me, it's just like she breaks it down for me. She sometimes helps me a lot with my projects because... she knows it. My wife is like the school person. I'm not. That's not me. I never liked the school. Like I said, I didn't even graduate high school. I didn't even get a full credit in high school. But I'm still very educated because I self-educated myself, and then I actually sat down and took time to learn the concept of it. So right now I'm doing good. I got all A's. I have 1 B. Well, it's actually a C, but in real terms it will be a B because it's a 72%. It's a 82%. So, yeah, right now in school, it's like a big thing that's going on.
With me, it was more so, I got my high school diploma online. I haven't been in actual school for since I was 15?
Yeah, a long time.
So, I did a lot of stuff online, and I wasn't really planning on being online this semester. I more so just wanted to go in. I wanted to get the hands-on experiences, and like he said, it was difficult even in the beginning for me because it's like I had altercations with certain situations and I was getting overwhelmed because it was a lot of schoolwork. I was getting overwhelmed because, again, when you're online, they're giving you way more work than you would if you go in. And trying to juggle all of that and maintain a good grades and then maintaining your household and maintaining the kids and your relationship as well, it's kind of hard. So we didn't have time to do the podcast, which we wanted to do so bad. And it was just and then it was more over this break, it's been more of people exposing who they really are. And then not only that, the daycare situation with the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both doing very good in school. He's doing very good. I'm doing good. I'm actually about to take my finals next week, and kind of nervous about it, but God's on my side, and I have my husband in here to help me to study and stuff. And I just appreciate the simple fact that we both can go through this together. We both can piggyback off of each other. There's certain things that that I can't get the concept of that you help me with, and vice versa. So... I mean, other situation, you want to talk about the daycare situation?
Yeah, we can segue into the daycare. The daycare situation, it's a long story, so I'm going to try to make it short. But the last daycare our kids was at, once they opened the daycares back up, this woman, I'm not going to put any names on it, but she just started because I don't know why, but, a lot of times on the podcast, we always told you guys that we got disrespected a lot because of our ages. That we're doing things at a young age, and people, and I don't know if it's envy. I don't know if it's just they don't believe we can accomplish it at the age we're accomplishing it at. But people just tend to disrespect us. So our kids was going to this daycare, and this woman was just always disrespectful. She would always change the time because me and my wife have to be at school at 7 in the morning, and I have to be in school at 8. So one day she would just cancel on some, no, don't bring him in till 10, or right when we're on our way to the school, she would be on some I'm not opening up today, or she actually one day called us. Excuse me. She actually one day called my wife and said something about her being hungover.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like she was hungover, so she didn't remember what we said. It was just a whole big thing.
Yeah. It's probably because of how we look.
Right.
I mean, we're young. I'm only 22. You're 23.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing you guys missed out. He just turned 23. So
yeah.
Happy belated birthday to him. But anyways, we are both young. We're very young. And we don't look. I mean, I'm not gonna say it. Like, I have respect for older people in general. And when you're dealing with situations, that's kind of like a business situation. Like, you watch my children, I'm paying you. You're a daycare facility. I'm trusting you to take care of my children in this area. So I'm not about to be disrespectful. And on top of that, like, it's called home training. You supposed to talk to the people in a kind manner, and people take it for granted. I mean, for a daycare worker, a professional at that, who says they've been open to sit there and call one of their clients and is like, yeah, I'm super hungover, so I don't want to watch kids. Or it's just like little stuff, like little petty stuff. And then our son ended up getting scratches and marks all over his body out of nowhere from this specific area. And when we ask her about it, she gets hostile and she starts to blame a child who has autism, when my son, who's 3 years old, but he can speak very, very well and he's very aware of everything, told me that it was a specific child, and the only name with that child was her grandchildren. So it's kind of difficult when you have to deal with that situation. So we had to call the police. We had to get involved with that and remove them from the daycare. And with being removed from daycare and being in school, our kids is in the background screaming,
yes,
running around, doing all this while you're in class. So you can't study, you can't concentrate, and it became frustrating. It became hard and stressful, and it was like a hard time for us. We didn't have nobody. We don't have nobody. So.
Yeah, we don't have any family. We don't have any, and the worst thing about that is we don't even have anyone we can call and vent to about it. Mm-mm. So we can't even, like, the most venting me and my wife is going to do is right here on this podcast. That's why we appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and actually listening to us, because it's like we don't have any family, we don't have any friends, and I don't know if it's just all a part of God's plan.
Yeah.
It's all a part of what God wants us to accomplish in life. Right now, we have to walk with no one. We have to walk with just me and my wife and the children until we make it out of this big bubble, you know. But right now, the daycare situation now is so much more stable. Mm-hmm. I love this new daycare. The daycare workers, the owners, they just make the kids feel so much more comfortable.
Yes, they teach them a lot of stuff. They help them, and our kids wake up every morning looking forward to going to school. I mean, and I love it because it's ran like a school because they're preparing them for preschool and kindergarten and stuff like that. It's ran just like a school. Our daughter, who's very antisocial, she became very social. She turns to like the social butterfly. Yeah. She's potty trained now, even though she still has her moments where she chooses not to go to the bathroom because she wants to still have that baby image. Like, you know, she's still in that position. But they teach a lot. My son is very smart. He works with computers there, so he's operating our computers and laptops and stuff. He's remembering phone passwords. It's like a lot of stuff because they go over this stuff. So I appreciate their daycare. The daycare knows who they are. I don't really want to do that because I don't know if it's a copyright issue, so I'm not going to say their name. But shout out to you guys. I mean, we love it. And our school is stable, so now we're ready to get back into this podcast. We're ready to get back into helping other people. And that's the biggest thing we wanted to do. We wanted to start. So there was more stuff. I mean.
Yeah. Like she said, the school is stable now. I'm caught all up back on my work. I'm doing good in school. My wife always did good in school. Like, my wife would complain about getting 89%. So, like, she's a perfectionist, but she's still, like, she's doing better. She's about to take her finals. I'm getting close to taking my finals for this semester, and then we go on to the next semester. We almost finished. Like, my wife graduates June 25th, and I graduate August 13th. So after we graduate and after we get everything situated, our content is going to be completely different. Like, we're going to stay to the main focal point on the podcast through the struggle, things we're going through. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna add the YouTube to it. We're gonna get better equipment, and we're gonna just show you guys. Because right now we're talking you guys through the struggle we went through in the past and the struggle we're going through now. But once we're finished with school and we basically come out the majority of the struggle, we're gonna show you guys a whole different version of us. We're gonna actually show you guys about our life. We're gonna bring you guys in more in-depth versions of us. We're gonna show you guys about church, how deep we get in church and God, because we don't really mention it too much on the podcast, but we're very big Christians and we're very big believers in God. We're going to show you guys more in depth about that. We're going to vlog more, show you more about the family. Just do fun things. Have like little cooking contests. Show you guys more about our children. Like, let you guys get to know the children a lot. But we're just gonna bring you guys a whole different view of us after next summer.
We have very big plans, and we are excited because they're in the work now. We are excited to share it with you guys. We're excited to show you guys a glimpse, because one thing I don't want nobody to get confused is we are human, we are adults, but we are young adults. We have children, and we still struggle. I mean, it's not nothing like to be hidden from.
Right.
And people who just act like if you go through one little tiny thing that your world is just crashing. And it's not. It shouldn't be to that point where we can't vent to nobody or we can't tell people what we're going through, because now they're going back, making up stories and telling other people and all the other stuff. And I don't even want the headache. So according to everybody else, it's just like, y'all not getting involved. Y'all not about to have the opportunity to even try to speak on anything. But we cannot wait to let you guys see who we really are.
Right.
And let you guys see everything that we're going to do. Another thing that's been going on since we last talked, last time we did the podcast, a lot of situations started coming up. I lost a total of, how much was it?
Going on 50 pounds.
Almost 50 pounds, guys. And I'm excited about that. I still have a good 80 to go. But, I mean, without my husband's help, I don't think I would do it, even to this day. I know I be trying to slide off of it like, hey, I'm not doing it today. I'm not feeling it. And he'll just push me, because this is something he knows is going to make me happy. And I appreciate that. That's another thing we've been working on, is the dieting and exercising and all the other stuff. And then our daughter has been having, I'm not going to say breathing problems, but as a young age, we found out that she possibly has asthma. So that's been kind of like something we've been discussing and talking about over this past few weeks and stuff. And I have asthma. I had asthma chronically when I was younger. So it runs in the family, and I'd be feeling so bad because she's a little chunky baby, and she can't do as much as everybody else can without being tired and stuff, and then her breathing, especially when she gets all clogged up and allergies and stuff. I just cannot wait till we get into a different state where it's not so. I mean, I know it's still gonna be humid where we're moving to, but it's not gonna be like this. Like, I don't know. And her allergies acts up a lot, so I was just that too, and then.
Yeah, but we haven't actually determined the state we moved to yet. So, like I said, when we get closer towards finishing up school and doing the YouTube, like within the next few months, we're gonna give you guys the actual date of the first video we're gonna release. But right now, we're just still trying to build the audience up right now on the podcast, because you guys are going to be our loyal fans.
Yes.
The people, I won't even call you guys fans. It's more like a family, because me and my wife don't have any family. So everyone who views this podcast, everyone who listens to us or reach out to us, it's more like a family thing, because like you guys are the ones that we actually can see that cares about us, because you guys are actually taking the time out. You guys' day. I'm sorry, I got a stuttering problem.
It's also like 2:00 in the morning right now.
Yeah,
so
I'm very sleepy.
And
so yeah, so only reason I'm mentioning the YouTube, because I just can't wait to show you guys. My wife is going to be done with her weight loss. She's going to get everything together. Mm-hmm. We're going to be finished with school. We're going to be nurses. We're going to be fully competent nurses. We're going to actually have so much more to show you guys. It's going to be so much better. It's going to be more well-rounded than this, even though right now we're doing the best we can. But it's going to be just so good. So I'm going to leave that for a different day. But right now, I'm going to segue into family. Because another big thing we have been going through still, I know you guys, we've been telling you we've been going through it with our families. But me and my wife, well, this time is mostly me. We still just had this hope that our family would still want to be our family. That our family would eventually change and see that we are actually good people. That we can make mistakes and just be young people making mistakes, because it's like the mistakes we made is like so much more blew up than anyone else's in our family, just because it's like our family want to see us lose. Mm-hmm. And it's sad. Like, I don't say it because I don't want to be against my family, or I'm not against them. I don't want my family to be against me. Like, it's not no how I look at this, but it's just sad because me and my wife, we still to this day love our family. Like, I don't ever want you guys to get the misconception that we don't love our family, that we don't care about our family, because we do. And we wish it wasn't this way. We wish that we didn't come up this way. And we wish that it just didn't, like, come out like this. But the biggest thing was me and my mom. Like, me and my mom, me and my mom get into it a lot. It is not because of any, like, disrespectful or any disrespect on my part. It's just my mom doesn't agree with a lot of things I do. My wife didn't agree with me getting married to my wife, not knowing that it was the best for me, just because if I wouldn't have got married to my wife, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would not be here. I would not have 3 beautiful children. I would not be in school right now. So my wife helped me with so much. Like, you guys just don't know how much my wife helped me change my life. This woman actually showed me she helped me find myself. Like, she helped you realize that, okay, you can just be yourself around me. You don't have to be have this shell on and be someone you're not. Just be yourself, and we will work with that. And she stuck with me. Like, she stuck with me through everything, and now we're seeing the full results out of not only me but her, because we both actually broke out our shell. Mm-hmm. But back to my mom, it's just, I think it was the last podcast we did, I mentioned foster care. I mentioned going to foster care, and my mom just felt like I was exposing her business. She just felt like I was trying to make her look bad. And like I said, it's never my intentions to make my parents look bad, my wife's parents look bad, or anything like that. But I'm not, especially on this podcast, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything because you don't want to feel bad. Because if I have to sugarcoat and basically save your ass in the podcast and not speak about you, I got to cover my whole life up. And the whole point of the podcast was to vent and to give you guys an insight of my life so it could help someone else. So one thing I'm going to tell you guys is I'm going to continue to mention things in my past. Yes, I did go to foster care. Yes, it was a very traumatic experience. And yes, I feel like, I know it's probably wrong, but I felt like my mom could have did more to prevent it. I feel like my family could have did more to prevent it, because like they say, I was only about 5 years old, but it was so traumatic. I remember every moment of it. I remember the police coming in, taking us. I remember the people. I just remember it. I'm not going to go into detail because it's a very touchy subject, a very emotional subject. I don't really want to go into detail now. I will eventually give you guys a very detailed account of that situation, but it's just that me and my mom is not talking again because of that situation. And now I just realized it's just like people just don't really want to see me do good. When I was doing bad, it's like everyone was just so much with me. Like, yeah, it's okay for you to do bad. But once I changed my life and people can actually see the potential, the little bit of potential, it's like people just don't want to embrace me anymore. And like, I'm done fighting for the love of a mom that's not going to give it. 'Cause like I always say, like, my mom doesn't love me. And I don't want to say this like any disrespect, because I love the hell out of my mom.
We all do.
I would kill for my mom, but you can see it. Like, you can literally see it in everything she says. You can see it in the way she moves, and it hurts me so bad because like I try so hard with my mom. I give her the benefit of the doubt every time. Whenever, even no matter how bad she does me, if anyone does anything to my mom or says anything to my mom, I always get very offensive. I always defend her, but it's just no love there. She doesn't love me, but she doesn't know why she doesn't love me. So it's always like a struggle. So I just want to let you guys know that, because I said I was going to be 100% with you guys and let you know about my life. That's what's going on with me.
Same here. One thing I just want to make clear: this podcast is called "Through the Struggle." Okay.
Yes.
And when it comes down to people feeling some type of way about the stuff that you went through, we went through the struggle. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why would we be making this podcast if we can't be honest? And that's what we did in every single last one of our podcasts, is we sugarcoated stuff.
Yes.
My thing is, I haven't spoke to my mother in almost a year.
Right.
And what I realized within this year is found out who I am as myself. I took away a lot of the stresses I was going through, and I was sugarcoating stuff my whole entire life. And I mean, there's stuff I want to speak about. I'm probably going to have to go more into detail on a separate podcast. Mm-hmm. But I was sugarcoating a lot of stuff. And we actually also had a mental clearance. We deleted our Facebooks and stayed off of social media and stuff, because as we were going through Facebook and stuff, I called myself that's something I find myself doing. I start wanting to have I wanted to be normal for once. I wanted to have the normal family, this and the third. And I found myself having some type of thoughts, because my sister gave birth to a baby, and she's my younger sister, and I was always closer to her. But in reality, like how you said, they don't care about me. I just have too much heart. I care about too much stuff. So I found myself I was end up going to fall back victim. And then when I started, like, I did the unblocking and stuff, and I was ready to start talking again, I guess, or I was thinking about talking back to them, I was scrolling on Facebook, and I seen all the horrible things that they said about me and all the lies and stuff that I covered up in multiple of our podcasts and all this other stuff. And I don't understand why we had to go through what we went through in both sides, because my mom doesn't love me either. I mean, my whole entire life I've been damn near with my grandmother. I aged out of foster care. I didn't have, I wasn't like in a home, but I was in custody of the state. I aged out of foster care and stuff like that. And I was everything that has happened to me, or any of the acting out and stuff that I did do, it was due to the actions of my family members. So, I mean, once we figured out that aspect, like, everything is better off if we just stick to ourselves, don't let all the negativity come back involved, is when it helps us.
Right.
As people.
Yeah, and it's sad, like, it's a very touchy subject, so we don't speak on it a lot, but like we said, we're going to start speaking on it more. We're going to explain everything to you guys in separate podcasts, separate episodes, from the start to finish, about our lives.
Everything.
Yeah, because I feel like before we start getting into certain things, we have to let you guys know the foundation of us. I know we give you guys like a brief overview about who we are and what we went through on the first podcast, but we're going to really be diving in, getting very in depth, letting you guys know everything and not caring about the consequence.
It's going to be emotional.
Yes.
It's going to be hard for us. And it might be even hard for the listeners because they could be going through the same thing.
Yeah, but just know that everything we say is 100% true. People are probably going to come trying to challenge it, saying we're liars, but it's all because they just know what they did. They know that what they did wasn't right. They know that they should have did better, and they just don't want to admit it. So we're going to let you guys know now that everything we say, and you guys, and if you guys are really genuine people, you would know that what we say is not going to be a lie. You will know that everything is 100%. This is going to be 100%, and it's going to be things that about me you guys would have never believed. It's going to be things that probably is going to make me look bad, make me look like, but I'm just gonna put it all out there because I feel like you guys need to know me, the real me. Yeah, it's just no other way to put it. Just continue to tune in and just continue just to be 100%. Like, listen to everything I say, because once I explain these things to you, it's probably going to take about a month and a half for us to be able to break everything down. Because we're only going to do one podcast a week. So it's probably going to take about a month and a half, 6 episodes, to actually let you guys know everything about both of us. But once you guys get it, you guys are going to actually realize why we did what we did in the past, why we're striving so hard to change it, and why our family doesn't love us. And when we say our family don't love us, it's not because we feel like they just did us so bad. It's because that we've seen time and time and time again that them show and prove to us that we have no type of love for you. Like, it's not like we didn't give them the benefit of a doubt. We did it too many times, I feel like.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's not something that you will understand. It's not something you will grasp immediately. And it's something we don't even know. We honestly don't know, because if you come down to it and we actually sit down with these people and we ask them why, they will make up some sorry excuse. Mm-hmm. We ask them why, they'll deny it. And it's obvious to anybody who personally knows us personally, like they actually really know who we are, seen us, spend time with us, or seen our families, they will know. They will see it. And it's not something that any child should go through. And I feel like at the age of 22 and 23 years old, why would we have to lie about a situation?
Right.
If it didn't happen, why would we have to speak on it? We're not getting paid. We're not, there's nothing going for us sitting here having to make up anything about anybody. I just feel like it's something that we feel like our stories can personally help other people. And that's what my goal is. That's what your goal is, right? Just to help. We just want to help because everybody has their stories. But we just wanted to we're about to wrap this thing up, and we'll see you guys in the next episode, but just prepare for the emotionals and all the other stuff. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a good day, good night, or whenever you're listening to this, just know God is with you. The end.